Hello, good morning to you all. This is Patrick Ocheni, your trusted fitness expert slash advisor. In today's live presentation, what I'm going to do is answer another one of your Q&A question. All right, so today's question is, if I'm trying to lose weight, should I focus on cardio first and weight training only? Okay, so that's today's question. All right, which is, if I'm trying to lose weight, should I try to focus on cardio first and weight training only? All right. Now, before I answer that question, I want to make sure I give a shout out and credit where credit is due. Okay, so I want to give a shout out to Susan. Susan was the one that sent in this question. So Susan, thank you very, very much for your question. All right, now, before I answer this question, friends, what I want to do is I want to remind you guys, if you guys have any kind of questions pertaining to getting in shape, pertaining to losing weight, or achieving your fitness goal, please feel free to send them in. All right, you can either send them directly to my personal email address, which is bodybypatrickfitness@gmail.com, or you can send me a private DM using either Facebook or YouTube if that's where you're watching me from. And finally, if you feel like you need a comprehensive plan on how to go from where you are to where you want to be in terms of your fitness goal, feel free to go to my website, www.bodybypatrick.com, to sign up for a free strategic session. Again, that's www.bodybypatrick.com to sign up for a free strategic session. Now, before we move on, I have to remind you though, in the spirit of full transparency, when you get to the website, if the page for the sign up is still up, it means what? I still have some spots available. If not, if it's down, it means I am totally booked. All right, so you do not want to delay. All right, now, with that being said, again, the question for today is, if I'm trying to lose weight, from Susan, should I focus on cardio first and weight training only? Okay, now check this out, Susan. I'm going to answer this question as if you were sitting right here next to me. Okay, now check this out. I have been in this industry long enough, friends. I've been doing this for over 15 years to know that the answer to this question is, it depends. All right, there truly is no right or wrong answer to this question. It all depends. All right, so what I'm going to do is very simple. I'm going to go through a series of questions since I don't know the detail of your unique situation, Susan. All right, I don't know all the information that I need to be able to answer this question. So what I'm going to do to help you out and to help the other friends who are watching out is go through a series of questions you should be asking yourself, all right, to determine whether or not you should first focus on cardio and weight training before anything else. I'm assuming that you mean that should you focus on cardio and training first before maybe working on your eating habit? All right, that's what I'm assuming. Okay, because you said cardio first and weight training only. Okay, so I'm assuming that is what you're asking about. All right, so now, like I said, depends. So here are the questions, Susan, that I'll be asking myself before I come up with which route you should take. And the first question is this, okay? You have to find out, well, the first thing is why. All right, why are you trying to lose weight? Okay, is it because of health reasons? Is it because you're just trying to lose weight and look better? All right, why? Because that is very, very important. That will set the stage and the tone of how you should go about creating your overall fitness plan to help you lose this weight. I'll give you a very good example. I used to have a client, all right, a gentleman, let's call him Mr. Jones. And Mr. Jones unfortunately got diagnosed with prostate cancer, right? So the doctor said to him, well, we've got to have surgery. However, before you can have surgery, you have to lose X amount of weight by a certain date. So there was a sense of urgency, all right? There was a sense of urgency to get rid of that weight. So in that situation, we had to come up with a multi-pronged approach of what? Radically changing his diet, right? And while focusing mostly on cardio first as opposed to weightlifting, right? Because time was of the essence. We had to get weight off of him fast. So that's an example of a unique situation whereby will determine how you go about addressing or creating your fitness plan. So why are you trying to lose weight? That's the first question you've got to ask. And because I'm not sitting, because I'm not sitting next to you, you're not telling me, I don't know. So that will determine how you go about approaching, designing your weight loss plan, right? Now, second question you want to be asking yourself is, well, so how much weight are you trying to lose? That's also important to know, because guess what? If you're trying to lose 5 pounds, that's no big deal. All right, you can focus on cardio and weight training first, because 5 pounds is not that much weight, right? But let's say you weigh 300 pounds or 500 pounds. Well, guess what? The approach now becomes totally different, because guess what? At 500 pounds, you might not be able to move, right? We might have to first focus on what? Your dietary habits. All right, get you to the point whereby you've lost some weight, because otherwise what's going to happen is if you try to exercise, right, it might compromise your joints. So that's the other thing you have to consider. You have to consider the safety factor when designing your overall fitness plan. So the second question I have for you is, well, how much weight are you really trying to lose, right? And then the other question is, well, I kind of talked about this earlier. Well, what's your time frame? All right, what's your time frame? What does that mean? How much time do you have to lose this weight? All right, again, if you only want to lose 5 pounds, for example, and you say you have 90 days, well, guess what? Our approach will be totally different. I'll be able to say yes to you that, yes, of course, you can do cardio and weightlifting first before changing your eating habits, right? But let's say you want to lose 30 pounds in, 30 pounds in 30 days. I mean, that's an extreme example, but I'm trying to emphasize a point here, all right? If that is the case, again, how you approach losing that weight will be radically different. You understand? Now, the other question is, well, how much weight do you weigh right now? How much do you weigh right now? Okay, how much do you currently weigh right now? I kind of talked about it earlier. All right, that will also determine your approach. Again, if let's use 2 extreme cases. If you weigh 125 pounds right now, well, guess what? Your ability to do things in the gym or at home is radically different from somebody who weighs 300, 400, 500 pounds. You understand? So how much weight you weigh right now is very, very important. Okay, now, the next question you want to be asking yourself is, what's your current activity level? Current activity level, okay? Or your fitness level. What have you been doing up until now? If you're somebody that has been totally sedentary, again, let's use that, scenario of somebody who's 300-400 pounds that has been, at that weight, more than likely they've been very, very sedentary, okay? So have you been sedentary? Have you been active, right? So if you're 125 pounds and you've been, active all this time, well, guess what? I only want to do 15 pounds or 10 pounds. Again, our approach will be totally different, okay? In terms of, should you focus on cardio and weight training first versus maybe also changing your eating habits, all right? Does that make sense? By the way, guys, if this makes sense to you, if everything I'm sharing with you guys makes sense, go ahead and type in the comment section below, makes sense, because I want you guys to understand the concept, the principles of how you go about designing an effective fitness/weight loss plan, all right? You just don't want to follow blindly somebody out there online who says, yes, just do cardio first and weight training first. You want to be able to analyze your situation and come up with the best plan, most effective plan for you. That's why personally, as a trainer, all my clients have different plans, unique to their goals, unique to their specific life situation. No 2 clients have the same plan. So when you're designing a fitness plan, especially one that is designed to help you lose weight, you have to realize your specific situation and be able to systematically figure out the best solution, best approach for you. Does that make sense? And that's what I'm trying to help you out with right here. Okay, now, again, if you're like, Patrick, man, all this stuff sounds good, but I think I just need you to help me create this plan. All right. Remember, you can always go to www.bodybypatrick.com and sign up for a free strategic session whereby we get on the phone and discuss your unique situation in depth and figure out what kind of plan will be more suitable to help you reach your goal weight that you're trying to reach. Does that make sense? Good. Now, moving on. So the next question you want to be asking yourself is, do you even like working out? All right. Do you like working out? Okay. Because guess what? If you don't like working out, Susan, but then you heard somebody said to you, for you to lose weight, you have to work out first or do cardio first only, right? Well, that might be kind of discouraging if you don't like working out, okay? So that's a piece of information that I need to know, because if I'm sitting next to you and you're like, man, Patrick, I want to lose X amount of weight by X amount of time. I hate working out. Well, guess what? Now we're going to design a completely different weight loss plan for you that minimizes working out and maximizes, your ability to eat clean. All right, create a plan based on your likes and dislikes when it comes to your eating habits. You know what I'm saying? So that is very important. You want to know, do you even like working out? Very important. Okay, now, the other thing you want to know is, how many times a week, number of times per week, okay, do you have available to you to work out? Very important. All right. If you said to me, man, Patrick, my life is so busy. I'm a full-time mom. I've got, 8 kids. I have work a full-time job. I'm also married. I barely have any time to work out. Well, guess what? Saying to you or Susan, you need to work out and do cardio first to lose weight will not be practical. It will not be a practical solution for you. Instead, we have to come up with a different kind of plan, right? That doesn't add additional stress to your already busy life, which might include, how can we adjust your current eating habits? How can we improve it whereby we focus more on that end as opposed to on the activity end? Does that make sense? And as you lose weight, as your schedule becomes much more, manageable, then you can add weightlifting and cardio later. You understand? Again, we want to design a plan that's unique to your situation, that doesn't add additional stress. Because remember, there's a psychological component to losing weight. All right? If you're too stressed out, you're going to create even more problems. You understand? Very good. Now, the next thing you want to find out is, what is your current eating habit? What is your current eating habit? Okay? So what do I mean by that, and why is that so important? Let's say, for example, you like, I want to lose 10 pounds. Let's put some numbers to it. I want to lose 10 pounds, and this is how I eat. All right? Let's say we got on the phone. You're like, Patrick, I want to lose 10 pounds, in 90 days, this is what I eat. And I look at your eating diary or your food diary, and I see that you already eat perfectly, pretty much perfectly. Well, guess what? That will not be the arena we're going to have to look at to help you lose the 15 pounds. You understand? So maybe there's something going on. Maybe you've lost weight before, for example, and you've hit a point whereby you cannot eat any more cleaner, right? So now we have to look at the activity side to help you get over that hump and break through that weight loss plateau. Which brings up another question. Are you currently experiencing a weight loss plateau? If that's the case, guess what? What I just described to you will be the best approach to losing that extra X amount of weight and breaking through that plateau. You understand? Now, the other thing you want to find out is, do you have any injuries? Okay? Do you have any injuries? What physical limitations do you have? Right? So let's say, again, you're somebody, let's use an extreme situation. Let's say you're wheelchair bound or you're disabled, right? Well, guess what? It would be impractical for me. It wouldn't make sense to be like, you should go do cardio first and do weightlifting first when you cannot even do it because of your physical limitation. You understand? So that's something else you have to take into account when figuring out, the best approach to you losing weight. These are very, very important questions, guys. Very important questions. And this is the kind of process I go through when I am trying to help a client design an effective weight loss plan customized to their unique situation. It's not as simple as, okay, yes and no. If you've been in industry as long as I have, and you've helped many people as I have, well, guess what? It's not as simple as yes or no. There's a whole process that goes into designing an effective, customized, solution-oriented plan for my clients. You understand? And again, if you need help with designing your plan, you can always visit www.bodybypatrick.com and sign up for a strategic session, a strategy session. All right? Cool. Now, so what kind of injuries do you have? Well, the other thing you want to account for is, well, 10, do you care about strength? Okay. Well, how much strength do you have? I mean, do you want? For example, for me personally, because I love working out, I love weightlifting. If I want to lose weight, well, I want to make sure that I still retain my strength. It's a man thing, right? I still retain my strength. Okay, because guess what? I loved lifting heavy weights. So if I were to lose weight and I lose it too fast, and it is possible to lose weight too fast, and you are concerned about your strength, well, guess what? We want to make sure that we are tweaking your eating habits. That way, you do not lose weight too fast. All right, that way we can retain your strength. Very, very important. The other thing we want to think about is, well, do you care about how much muscle mass you have? Do you care about how much muscle mass you have? Okay? Also very, very important, because for me personally, I care about how much muscle. I can't even see my muscle. Can't even see it right here. I care about how much muscle I have. Okay? Because I've spent many, many years in building up my muscle mass. So I'm not going to sign up for any kind of a weight loss plan that A, reduces my strength drastically, and B, guess what? I lose my muscle mass because I've worked way too hard to get to where I am. All right. So that's the question you be asking yourself. You have to be asking yourself, do you care about how much muscle you have? And also you have to keep in mind that the less muscle you have, the lower your resting metabolic rate, which means what? Your ability to burn fat on a given basis without you doing anything at rest. Okay. So that is also very important. Okay. Now, the other thing you want to ask yourself finally is number 12. Well, do you care about how you look? How you look. Okay? Do you care? Hopefully you can see that, right? Hopefully you can read my chicken scratch. All right? Do you care about how you look at the end of this weight loss? All right? Do you care if you're skinny fat? Some people, they're like, look, I just want to lose weight. I just want to be skinny. All right, I don't care how, I just want to be skinny. They don't care about how they really look. I just want to step on the scale and say it weighs X amount. All right. So the question is, do you care about how you look? All right. Do you want to make sure that you have your skin, like you don't have any kind of, loose skin? All right. If that is important to you, well, guess what? How you eat and how you train and what kind of cardio you should be doing, right, will all be affected by that decision. You understand? So this is just some of the questions you need to be asking yourself to decide whether or not you should focus on cardio and weight training first, right? As opposed to also, addressing your eating habits. Okay? So very, very important. It's 11 questions. There are more questions. Okay? But I don't want to take too much I don't want to take too much of your time. This will take forever, right? But it's 11 of the top questions that I came up with that you have to think about to decide, again, whether or not you should focus on cardio and weight training first, as opposed to what? Your eating habits. Now, maybe it could be that, you're thinking to yourself, well, I want to lose weight, but I feel like I have not done anything in such a long time. I just want to get started. Okay, I just want to get started. Maybe that's what you're thinking. Like, I just want to start moving again. And then by moving again, by doing stuff, cardio, weight training, right? You build the confidence, you get more energy, and then we'll address the eating side first. I don't know. Maybe that's what you're trying to do. I am just speculating here, right? I'm just speculating. But these are the series of questions that I would go through, and the answers to each of them, you don't have to answer all of them to determine the answer. All right, the best approach for a situation. But these are some of the questions you want to be going through to determine, okay, yes, I should focus on weight training and cardio first and only. right? As opposed to my eating habits. Okay, so I hope that helps you out, Susan. I hope you found value in the response I gave to you. And once again, if you're like Patrick, that's like information overload. Patrick, I feel like I just drank out of like a fire hydrant, okay? Don't worry, Susan. It's okay. I was just trying to cover as much information with you as possible in the amount of time allotted, okay? Otherwise, this will go on forever. You can always, either if you have more questions, send me a DM, a direct message, or simply go to my website, www.bodybypatrick.com, and sign up for a free strategy session whereby we're going to get on the phone and talk in great detail about your unique situation and help you come up with what? A personalized plan to get you from where you are right now to where you want to be. All right, does that make sense? Fantastic. Hey guys, listen, I hope, again, friends, listening out there, you got value just like Susan, okay? And I hope the way I answer this helps you guys out. If you're trying to lose weight also, all right? So if you found value in this information, do me a favor, just click on the like button, on this video. I'll greatly appreciate it. That will keep me more fired up to bring you more information like this in the future. Secondly, if you think there's somebody out there, a friend, a coworker, or a neighbor that could benefit from this same information, okay, well, go ahead and click on the share button and share this video with them, all right? And then thirdly, if you have not already done so, if you're watching from Facebook and you'd like to be notified automatically in the future, the next time that I go live, feel free to click on the like button and like my page up top. Like my page up top. That way, you'll be notified automatically. And if you're watching from YouTube, guess what? Click on that subscribe button and make sure you click on the notification bell, right? That way, when I go live in the future, when I post a new video, you will be notified, okay? And finally, guys, remember, if you have any kind of questions of your own, all right, pertaining to getting in shape, losing weight, all right, feel free to send them to me directly via DM, either on Facebook or on YouTube. All right. Again, my email address is bodybypatrickfitness@gmail.com. Or again, finally, you can always visit www.bodybypatrick.com to sign up for that free strategy session. Okay. Once again, I want to thank you guys for being on here to listening to this presentation. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. My name is Patrick Ocheni, your fitness expert and trusted fitness advisor. All right. Have yourself a super duper great day. Talk to you soon.